Mr. Forsyth, you claim that what's happening in Biafra is genocide and massacre on a very large scale.
Yes.
What evidence do you have for this?
It's mainly threefold. Partly my own eyewitness experiences. I followed the Biafran army very closely on a number of occasions. At one occasion, at Onitsha, I came across 300 members of the Apostolic Church of Onitsha slaughtered by the Federal 2nd Division.
Did you actually see these bodies?
Yes, I helped clear them out of the road. The Biafran army was so shocked they wouldn't march past them. It took us 18 hours to clear the bodies out of the way. And they had all had their hands tied behind their backs and been shot at close range. On another occasion...
Did you count these bodies?
Personally, one by one, no. The estimate was 300. I think it was probably a fairly fair estimate. They were piled as high as a man's shoulder, like logs stacked on the roadside. On another occasion, a man whom I know was a photographer working for the Biafrans took a photograph very shortly after a village had been completely wiped out. And you can see still the bodies lying around the market square where they were shot down. Secondly, from eyewitness sources, survivors of the massacres. And thirdly, from interrogations of federal prisoners who, when the Igbo captors have been sent out of the way, admit, quite frankly, that they are there to wipe out Igbo. That's what they admit.
But what do they say that their orders were?
They don't mention what their orders were. They don't seem to be taking any notice of orders anymore. They're taking frightful casualties, and in revenge for these casualties, they seem to be going on a blood rampage, which has nothing to do with what Lagos is saying about the rehabilitation of the Igbo and how they're all going to be treated as equal citizens of Nigeria. In other words, there is such a disparity between what Lagos is saying on the one hand and what the federal army is actually doing on the ground. One has to come to the conclusion either Lagos is lying, and I don't think they are, I think they're quite sincere, or that the federal army of 80,000 brand new raw conscripts has gone out of control.
What about the bombing of Biafra? The federal government has claimed that they've only been attacking strategic targets.
Well, this is absolute nonsense. They may have given orders for the attacking of strategic targets, but the pilots they're using are almost exclusively Egyptian. And I've examined too many sites of bombing raids to be of any other conclusion that, almost without exception, they go straight for civilian centers. Anything that's protected by even light machine guns, they stay well away from. They just go down on schools, hospitals, and the African townships and the markets, all of which, during the course of a working day, are crammed with women and children. Very little else.
There is other evidence. On January the 29th,
Hi, this is so sad. So their plan, the reason why they tagged this in Igbo Coup was that they have the mindset to wipe away all Igbos. They want to wipe out anything that has to do with Igbo race. This is a foreigner, not even an Igbo man that said it. So I saw some people saying that, why didn't Ojukwu write and put it there, pen it there? Why didn't Ojukwu speak out? And people are saying, okay, if as Ojukwu as an Igbo man, if Ojukwu to say that this is not an Igbo coup, that this is orchestrated by Gowon and Babangida, will you people believe him? People wouldn't have it because it's coming from an Igbo man. Do you see the point? But I don't know why people value, I don't know how people are always happy seeing that people died on a daily broad daylight. I don't know the joy that you people derive in seeing that people are being killed daily in the name of you don't want this person to rule. You don't want this person to rule. May God help his children. As an Igbo man, it's expected of you to watch this video. If you're an Igbo man watching this video, make sure you share this video. Yeah? So Lagos Ibadan media and BBC was telling lies what was happening during Biafra war. They were all lying. The main reason is just to wipe out all Igbo race. That's why they were busy killing our men. Killing Biafran armies, killing them bomber to bomber. Every lies they said against Igbos was cooked and sealed. People are saying, is it because in Yoruba land? Is it because why are they attacking people Yoruba? Because they were all the conspiracies happening in Yoruba land. Yeah? What more evidence do you people need to know your real enemies? We are not saying that Yorubas are our enemies, so, but if you are hating on the Igbos, automatically you are an enemy. If I don't see the reason why Nigeria should continue to be in unity, since you people have confessed of your evil doings against the Igbos, do you know how many people will lose? How many people that were killed in this 1966 war? Kai, make Unala Biafra. Biafra is already an entity, a nation on its own. I beg, make una say, okay, if you know that you're an Igbo man, abeg, don't collect Nigerian wetin dem dey call am, Nigerian passport again, go and collect your Biafran passport. Na wetin we wan hear be that. My country pipu, wetin una gat to talk? I saw this video and I was so shocked about what Igbo people pass through in the hands of one Nigeria. Babangida coming lately to confess because you are still alive. I don't understand it too. May God help his children. May God really help his children. Igbos have really suffered in this country called Nigeria. Yet they are still being maltreated. Yet Nigerian army are still being deployed. As I'm talking to you, Nigerian armies are in the southeast killing people. Why? Haven't they done enough? And they are still doing worst. Hi, may God help his children. Oh. The excessive killing done too much for inside Nigeria. God, if you wan come spoil only Nigeria, come spoil that word, only Nigerian side. As it is spoil Sodom and Gomorrah, you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah then. May you come destroy this part called Nigeria because it's too much. The killing done too much. The excessive killing done too much. May God help his children. Oh.
26 years after MK Abiola was denied his mandate and pie, Babangida has now come out and wrote a book telling us stories about how he regretted denying Abiola his mandate because he knew he won. Now, this is the part that worries me the most from this MK Abiola annulment, which I will share with you. Abiola is a Muslim. Habasha is a Muslim. MK Abiola is also a Muslim. Because MK Abiola wanted to appease his northern Muslim brotherhood, Abiola jeopardized a lot of things. Abiola carried NSCIA on his head and spent billions to build it because he considered it as an organization that played a crucial role in advocating for Muslim rights and resolving conflict among Muslims within Nigeria, either from the northern part or from the southern part. Other faiths even alleged MK Abiola that he orchestrated the destruction of some of their religious books by doing what? By emptying it inside the ocean. So many things were said against him that he did because he wanted to appease his northern Muslim brothers. But when the time of reckoning came, the Islamic Brotherhood he had been building with the northern could not spare him because they knew ethnic brotherhood was greater and above the Yoruba Muslim Brotherhood. In the same way they deceived your ancestors by calling them Yoruba Muslim, but they could not consider him a Muslim when they took his mandate from him and unalive him. Ask them, if Abiola is not a Muslim, why can't they fight for the right of Abiola as a Muslim brother when his mandate was stolen? Why can't they fight for the right of Abiola as a Muslim brother when his mandate was stolen? I don't blame these people. I blame some of our Yoruba people who are allowing this clumsy propaganda to enter their heads. The same NXCIA organization that is manipulating our Yoruba people today, claiming to be a Muslim rights advocate, was silent at that time, despite the fact that MK Abiola was among those who carried this organization on his head like gala, because they know ethnic brotherhood is greater and superior to any religious brotherhood you might be forming. Take it or leave it. That is the bitter truth. Today I'm a Muslim, tomorrow I may be Christian, yes, but Yoruba will forever be my ethnicity and my identity. If I relocate to London today and I become a citizen, they will only refer to me as British, not English. I can never be an Englishman because it is not my ethnicity or my root. That is just a fact. 26 years later, those who deny MK Abiola his mandate and facilitated his death are still coming out to mock him. Because if this is not a form of mockery, on what account would Abacha be held responsible for the annulment of an election that was publicly announced by IBB on radio broadcasting? Do you know thousands of Yoruba youth from Western Nigeria that were brutally brought down by the police and the army during the prolonged struggle to force you, IBB, to return Abiola's mandate back? Kudirat Abiola died in the struggle. Pa Alfred and a lot of prominent Yoruba leaders, Your Excellency, General Ibrahim Babangida. I don't have much to say because you said it all. You said you only regret what you did. You aren't sorry. You aren't sorry for the ripple effect of it on the people and Nigerians. But see, this regret is just valueless and useless, like a medicine after death. Believe me. What we want now is to return us back. Please, make it happen. Return us back to regional government. If truly you want to honor the fallen heroes of this country, then return us back to the regional government, because that is the only system of government the whole nations of this country legally agreed on. God bless Western.